Hello, everybody, and welcome to another What's New in Neos. Very excited to have everybody here today. I know very excited is like my default stance here, but we have got a big release to review with everybody this month. So this used to be What's New in Neos in 19 minutes. There's no shot at that anymore. I'm going to try and get you out of here in about half an hour if I've got time at the end. I'll answer a couple of questions. You can use that Q&A panel down at the bottom. No more delays. Let's dive right in. We've got lots of cool stuff to cover. So I'm going to share my screen again here. So as with every release, if you want to see what's going on, the first thing you got to do is go to the question mark icon to access our support portal, and you'll get this page that comes right out. And here is a breakdown of everything. So I know today it's July. This is our June 2023 release. I hope you all had an awesome 4th of July. And now it's time to dive into the goods. So this is the page that gives you the rundown of all the cool improvements that we have with this latest release of Neos. Starting right at the top, it's going to give you a quick breakdown of everything, and scroll down a little further, and it's going to get in depth. So the first thing that we are going to cover today is bulk import CSV. So what this is used for is bringing lots of data into your Neo system at one time. CSV files are standard kind of database files. A lot of people use Excel to open them, access them, manipulate them. And so if you have a whole bunch of data coming from almost anywhere that you can open up with Excel, you can save as CSV and then bulk import into Neos. So let's go back to our Neos and I'll show you how to do that. You can access this in 4 different places. So first is browse cases. You have import case. We have browse address book, not browse, address book for importing contacts, and then browse intakes for importing intakes. Now the secret is that all of these take you to the same place, in addition to create and import from CSV. So all 4 of those places, browse cases, address book, browse intakes, and the create dropdown, take you to this screen. This is the bulk import screen. Now, previously, you did have the ability to pull in intakes, but one of the improvements here is that you have the ability to pull in intakes, cases, and just straight up contacts. So if you have that information coming in from an external source, let's say you've got some sort of marketing provider or intake lead generation service, or you've bought up another law firm and you need to suck in all of their cases, or you've got a whole bunch of contacts that you've got to drop into your system, this is the screen to help you do it. So we'll stick with intakes for now. So the first thing you need to do is select that record type. Is it an intake? Is it a case? Is it a contact? Because those 3 different things require very different data. And same for our second option here, select the case type. Are we pulling in specifically MVA cases, medical malpractice cases, Social Security, disability cases? Again, those different things will have different data points. So we want to make sure that whatever we're pulling in, we're sending it to the right place. We do have for intakes that classic Neos default option, which is just like the basic information. Give me the basic contact information, the very basics of the intake. So that's a great place to start if you don't have something specific. You must select a primary staff every time. But why, Brian? Why must I select a primary staff? Because if we're pulling in all these intakes, somebody has to be responsible. And this is the case for the intakes, for cases, for anything in Neos. We never want anything to slip through the cracks. So there always needs to be at least one primary staff person associated with it. I'll take responsibility today. You can always change this later. You can always add additional staff positions, especially for cases, later if you need to, but there needs to be at least one person responsible so nothing ever disappears. Okay? These check marks down the left side, you don't have to click them. It's not a clickable check mark. It's just to show you your progress. These guys are a little darker. These are a little lighter to let me know that this is the step that I'm on. Now we have to find and upload our CSV. So we click the browse button and look at that. I've got a new intake CSV right there. I'm going to click open, check this out. It's going to upload that CSV and preview the first couple of lines for me. So there's a couple of things that are happening here. So my CSV, think of it again as a kind of bare bones Excel file, has these columns. And as we can see, they contain first name, last name, email address, and phone number. So a couple of things I want to do. First is a checkbox for marking the first row as header. I do have a header because it says first name, last name, email, and phone number. So I don't want to pull that in as an intake. So I'm going to go ahead and click that check mark so that first line that's just an identifier isn't pulled in with the rest of the data. Next, I've got to map the fields. We need to make very, very sure that the data coming in is identified properly and each individual field goes to the right place. So how do we do this? So easy. Drop downs. So for this column right here, I've got a drop down right above it and it says, okay, what is this? Is it an intake field? Is it a case field? Happens to be a party field and happens to be first name, last name, email, and phone number. That's it. That's how easy it was. I mapped all 4 fields, no problem. If you have more fields than that, great. If you need to see more rows and you just want to see more data, click show more rows. And again, you're going to see more data and then you can map these fields appropriately. If you like, if you're going to be pulling data in from this source, whatever it may be, on a recurring basis, then you can save the mapping profile. All that backbreaking work I just did to map all of these fields. If it's a bigger spreadsheet, there's more work to it. But you can save the mapping profile. And next time you bring it in, you can just click select mapping and your choices will be there. You click which one you want, you click save, and it'll drop all of the drop downs in for you already selected. Cool stuff, right? Okay, so now that I have record type of intake, case type Neos default assigned to Bryan, I've uploaded the file, I've done all of the mapping. It's as easy as clicking import. Now, you're not always going to get this screen. I'm getting this screen because my CSV has duplicates. These people already have entries in my Neos system. So Neos is warning me, hey, whoa, time out. It's great that we're bringing in all this new data, but I already know who some of these people are. Do you want me to just go with the people that we have? Or are you certain that this is actually somebody new and we should create this new entry? So if I leave these blank, they will not be pulled in because they are duplicates. But if I say, hey, I've got, this Bryan Billig right here, this is a new Bryan Billig. This is Bryan Billig 2.0. And I click that checkbox, that entry will come in. Okay. When you're done checking out all your duplicates, click import. You'll get that little status bar. It's going to zip its way across lickety split. And then you will get, ta-da, a success message up top. And all of those intakes or cases or contacts will be created. So let's go on over to browse intakes and look at that. We can see all of our intakes right here, brought right in, and they're ready to be worked. All right. That is bulk import for intake, cases, and contacts. Regardless of which of the 3 you're using, the functionality is the same. And I hope you enjoy, especially for those folks that are bringing in lots of bulk intakes from external sources. So let's clean up here, close up all these windows, go back to our what's new and see what's next. Emailing from Neos. I love this feature. It is one of those features that might not be like a big, exciting feature, but for those on the ground floor that are working Neos and sending out emails every day, man, does this make things easier. So let's go on back into Neos and let's open up a case. So, from the party tab, we've got our email addresses and we can click them and that will open up an Outlook email and you can send it. And that's very easy. But if you want to send an email to multiple parties in a case, we've got a new process for you. Okay. And you guys might notice the party tab, it's a little cleaner. This UI has been cleaned up. No massive changes, but there was a whole bunch of like wasted gray space and you had to scroll all the way down to get to stuff. So now everything is a little tighter, a little cleaner, a little more efficient. But back to email. If we go up to quick add and send email, it's going to open up a classic, email window right here inside of Neos. Okay. But what's cool is this to dropdown. Because I have this case open and I requested a new email from this case, all of the parties associated with this case are here and ready to rock. So if I want to send an email to Mr. Nelson, Miss Lincoln, and Mr. Billig, I could just click their names. I'm going to unclick these because those are fake email addresses. Subject, documents for review, and then you can type the body of your email. The body of your email. You've got all your, usual font choices: bold, italicized, change size, highlight, justification, whatever you like. But then you can attach documents, and same concept, so easy. You click attach documents, and instead of going out and finding documents or trying to download documents or sending them one at a time or dealing with any of that nonsense, all of the documents in this specific case's case docs tab are here and easily attached. So I'm going to attach the accident investigation form, my new intake CSV, because why not? And this PNG file, and attach. Now, I get a couple of options here. I can send the attachments in one of 3 different formats. PDF, that way it's kind of locked and static as is. The original file type, so this would be a PDF, a CSV file, and a PNG file, or I can send a link to access it back in my firm's system. Now, that third one, I would really reserve for like members of your team, or someone that you have a lot of trust and you want them to have access to the live, editable version of the file. Otherwise, external sources, send them the lockdown PDF or the original format. We'll go with the original format. And we still have a couple of options here. So I can open this up in Outlook. And what that will do, let's do it here. What that will do will actually open my Outlook in a separate tab and an Outlook email. And as you can see, I've got the to is still there. I've got my attachments are still there. The body of my email is still there. It's all ready to rock. But now I have all of my Outlook options. So if there's something more advanced you want to do with the email, you can open it in Outlook and then send it from there. Let's go back though, because I prefer to do this from Neos, and I will show you why. Send email. We're still going to Bryan. We're still going to do documents, the body of the email, and we're going to attach. What did we attach? We attached the accident investigation, the CSV file, and that PNG. What's cool here is I can also schedule it. So I can schedule it to send it at a later time. I can send it tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon. If I'm working at 2 in the morning and I don't want anybody to know I'm working at 2 in the morning, you can schedule it for the next morning if you like. But if I just send it right from here, here's what's cool. Not only does the email go out, but a copy of the email is automatically saved. Here you go. July 6th, 1:14 p.m. The body of the email is saved to the notes tab automatically, as well as your Outlook sent folder. So it's a very real email. It's really connected to Outlook. So when you send this email straight from Neos, it saves a copy in Neos and the classic copy is saved in Outlook. Now, if you open in Outlook, if you go down here and you open it in Outlook, we've now stepped out of Neos and we are over in Outlook. So if you send it from there, just make sure to tag it back to the case. A copy will obviously be in your sent folder, but we want to save a copy to Neos as well. So this makes it so much easier to send an email to multiple parties in your case and attach multiple documents at the same time. All right, so that is sending email directly from Neos. Again, leveraging that very tight connection that Neos has with the entire Microsoft platform and your Outlook specifically. Let's keep rolling. All right, next up is a new product called Advanced Analytics. And this is like, this is the big boy data is what it is. So I actually have to open up a different window here. All right. So Advanced Analytics is a series of pre-built dashboards. This is for the firms that have a lot of data. And what it does is it actually creates what's called a data lake specifically for your firm. Okay, Brian, you've lost me. What the heck is a data lake? The short version is that Neos and almost all database systems are a point in time system. This is your data as of this moment. This is how many intakes you have, how many open cases you have, how many, checklist items are outstanding for this staff member and what have you. A data lake actually stores all your data, including your historical data. So show me, the number of X that I have in Y today, yesterday, last week, last month, last 6 months, so that you can then use that data to extrapolate moving forward and actually anticipate, how many cases we're expected to have open, at this point in time in the future. What does our anticipated settlements look like over the next 2 quarters? Really powerful stuff. Speaking bluntly, tends to be mostly applicable for the larger law firms. Lots of data, lots of cases, lots of staff, a lot happening, and you can get these bespoke dashboards, like literally out of the box, ready to rock, with some very powerful tools associated with them. But again, for the firms that can really take advantage of that kind of big data lake functionality. All right, let's keep going from there. If you have any questions about advanced analytics, definitely reach out to your Neos representative and they can help walk you through like a firm specific demo if you're interested. All right. That's advanced analytics. Time to get to enhancements. So with every release, we do a couple of big things to make Neos better, and new features and new functionality and cool stuff. And 118, all right, we're doing okay. But we also make a lot of minor improvements just to make your day-to-day in the system better than it was before. And a lot of these suggestions come from you. So if you have recommendations, please reach out. Please let us know. We're always harvesting great ideas from our clients to make the system better. And this is a perfect example. Negotiation. So on the negotiation tab, if you're not using it, definitely check it out. Very powerful. It's the place to track all of the back and forth negotiation with the other side, adjuster, whomever it may be. But what we heard from folks is that there might be multiple back and forths in a single day. So what was happening before is we had the date on all the negotiation items, but if they had, 4 or 5 back and forth offers, counter offers, demands, counter demands in a single day, you didn't know which one was which. So now they have a timestamp. So as you can see, anything that was in the system previously will just be marked as, 12 p.m. But now anything new that's entered will have both the date and time. You can sort based on that information, so you know what the oldest offer is and what the new offer is, especially if you've got a lot. Very helpful. All right. You don't have to do anything fancy for that. It's just there and waiting for you in the negotiation tab. All right. Document linking, another concept that, we've expanded. It existed in, I believe, the records request tab, but we've expanded that functionality to all 5 user list tabs. And let me just explain that concept real quick. Every tab in your Neo system is one of 2 different things. It's a flat tab or it's a list tab. A flat tab is a single tab with information. So like the case tab is a flat tab. It is what it is. All the fields are here. The party tab is a list because it's a list of multiple entries. Notes, list. So these first 5 tabs here are all list tabs. They can have multiple entries, like record requests. So the functionality that we've added is you've got all of these different tabs, and they all are required for storing different types of information. But a lot of times there are files associated with the information stored here. And you don't want to have some data here on the records request tab or the witness expert depot tab. And then the actual files, you've got to go over to case docs and look through everything to find what you're looking for. So what we've done is added the ability to store files inside the entries of any of these list tabs. So this is a record request. I've requested the record from this company. And when I got the record back, I can store it right here. That also happens to be our new intake CSV. You can see I'm playing with that file a lot this week. So the file is right here, but it doesn't live there. It's accessible from there. If I go to my case docs tab, it is actually here. So you can see all of your files from the case docs tab. But if you have a specific record, let's go into witness expert depot, and I've got one listing here. And if I scroll all the way down, I've got my file. How do you add files here? Super easy. Let's go ahead and drop in this Chainsmokers MP3. Why not? We'll call it we'll call it a deposition, and under research. So we're going to upload that file, and it is now here and viewable from the Witness Expert Depot tab. And it is always associated with this particular entry in the Witness Expert Depot tab. But if I go to Case Docs, look what's right there, right at the top. So Case Docs is still the repository, the storage for all of your files, but now any of your user list tabs, there's these 5 right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your Neos administrators can customize them. Files can be stored there as well. All right. Let's keep rolling. Case header enhancement. Again, customer request. Simple stuff. So what we've done is we've made the case header previously totally customizable. So you can put whatever fields you want here, including the synopsis. And what happened is that they got really big. So what we've done is tightened it up a little bit from a UI perspective, but we've also made this show and hide dropdown memorable by the system. So if you prefer your header to be down so that you can read everything, then leave it down. And the next time you open the case, it'll be down. If it takes up too much of your screen space and you don't want it, you can hide it. And the next time you open the case, it will be hidden. So it's just going to remember your preference. Next, advanced search future dates. So when the first part of this feature came out, I was so super excited. I hope you guys got to attend some of that. So advanced search is wildly powerful. It's called advanced search, but what it really is a very easy to use report writer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to nix this, and I'm going to say, what field are we looking for? We're looking for intake date. I want a date. There it is, intake date. And you've got this drop down. I'm looking for cases where the intake date is equal to, is greater than, is not blank, is less than. But the cool one that we added was from. And the purpose of this was that you could create advanced search, and from advanced search, custom dashboard tiles with a rolling date range. Show me the last 7 days, show me the last 30 days, show me the last, all kinds of options, 90 days, the last year, the last 2 years. But y'all, of course, got creative with it. And a bunch of people came in and said, whoa, I want to see future dates. We can't say future intake dates because that doesn't make any sense. So let's look up, show me all of my, upcoming trial dates from, and if you scroll down further, we now have future options. The next 7 days, the next 30 days, the next 60 days, show me all trial dates in the next 60 days. Boom. I only happen to have one because I'm very good at settling, I guess. So now if you use that from dropdown, you have last 7, 30, 90 days, last year, and next 7, 30, 60, 90 days. So you've got those options to show you the data that you are specifically looking for. All right, 126, let's keep rolling because there is still cool stuff to come here. New integrations, and we've got a couple of these. So I'm going to kind of move through them relatively quickly. If you are your firm's Neos administrator, if you're in charge of what your Neos system connects with, I strongly recommend go to settings, scroll all the way down, and go to integrations. This is basically the Neos App Store. That's what it is. And it is growing every day. So come here, check out all of these cool integrations. All of these are companies that we've worked with and partnered with so that if you are interested, you can work with our services and their services and make them work together. There are some that everybody uses, like Office 365, but we've got some cool new ones. So top of the new list is LawToolBox. So if you've ever used LawToolBox, you're already familiar with the functionality, but the concept is that LawToolBox tracks the court rules and deadlines for every state and jurisdiction. So they take care of that for you so that you don't have to stay on top of all of these different things across all of these different rule sets. So if you connect LawToolBox to your Neos system, you let them know which states your firm practices in, which rule sets are appropriate, and what they'll do is they will track deadlines for specific cases. There's more details and information both here in integrations, and if you go to the support portal and read the knowledge base, it gets really in depth on how it functions. It's cool stuff. And that way you're not manually looking, at your own deadlines and trying to figure out, what changes the court might make. In addition to that, we've got Chart Squad, which is another medical record retrieval service. There's a couple of options there. If you need a service to retrieve records for you, check out that integrations page. There's some great ones. This is a wonderful addition to the list. Case Status is a new client portal application. So if you want to create a site for your clients to access details about the status of their case without having to weigh down your staff with phone calls, emails, and what have you, check that out. Yep, Concierge, medical record retrieval service. And I think that's the list for now, but this is where to go and see all the goods. 129, but I have more to share. Improvements and updates. Updated the party page, which we talked about. Updated the PDF AOCR logic to admit portfolio and password protected PDFs. So if you're using the premium documents package, you're pulling in a lot of PDFs. It has to do with that. Case budget updates. I won't show you this, but you get the basic concept. If you're using a case budget, which you'll see in the case that we had open up here, tracking the case budget, it's been added to the activity feed. So if somebody makes changes to the case budget, you'll see that in the activity feed of the case. There are now notifications. So as the case budget approaches the warning threshold and goes over the budget for that case, the appropriate staff member will actually be notified. So you don't have to wait to open the case and see that all the way to the red line. They'll be notified when it happens. All right, something to call out for Neos Premium Texting, our texting partner that we work with to provide that service. Not everybody is on Neos Premium Texting. You would know if you're on it, but if your firm is using Neos Premium Texting, we partner with Twilio, and Twilio has stepped up their security parameters. So now, in order to send text messages through their platform, the recipient has to opt in. So when you open up your text messages and you go to send it, Neos will provide you a little message that says, hey, this person needs to opt in. Send them a message saying to opt in. And they can reply back with start and they're good to go, or they reply back with stop, which means that they don't want any more messages. So just be aware that that's there. And we built the functionality into Neos to walk you through the process. And that helps protect your clients from any text spamming. All right. A lot more improvements here. Come to this page. Go to the support portal, click what's new, come to this page because there's more cool stuff here that I want you to check out. But there's one more thing I want to show you before we depart today, 1:31, and that is the all-new Neos University. Now, we put that in the pop-up on release day, and I've literally seen hundreds of you sign up already. So thank you to those of you that have dived in. But the concept is this. We have now built and are providing to you and your entire team an e-learning platform to learn everything they need to know about using Neos. We're going to be doing 3 courses, but we have launched our first, the Neos Beginner User Training. So if you have new staff or you feel like your current staff could benefit from some training on how to use the different areas of the Neos system, this is for you, and it is absolutely free. You can send as many people as you like to it. They can take the course as much as they like, but the best part about this is it's completely self-driven. It's online, on demand. So you'll come to this site, and if, well, my 2 co-authors of this entire platform are here in the audience today, Lauren Root and Rebecca Barb, and I appreciate you both helping me with this so much. If one of you could ask a question real quick so I can reply with this link, and I'll share that with everybody, but it's neos-university.thinkific.com. Check this out. Once you log in, you'll have all of your lessons. These are chapters that break down every corner of the program for Neos beginners. And as you work your way through, you'll have some videos, you'll have some text, you'll have some screen shares explaining everything you and your staff needs to know about the system. If you hire somebody today or next week or next month, this should absolutely be part of their onboarding process. Allow us to get them up and running on how Neos works. And the best part is that there are quizzes throughout covering the content that they've learned. And it's just basically reinforcing what they learned and make sure everybody's paying attention. But also at the end, there is a full and final assessment. Where can users track damages, costs, expenses, settlements received, and attorney fees in their cases in Neos? Is that notes, documents, cases, value tab, the money tab? I want to create a money tab. If they pass this final assessment, they will be issued an online Credly badge saying that they are now a certified Neos beginner user. After the beginner course, we're going to be launching the Neos administrator course. I'm deep in creating that right now. And after that is going to be an advanced user course. Again, all free. They all have their own certification. It's a great way to help get your staff up and running on Neos. Let me see, did I get that? Where is that great link? Type, answer, paste, and send. All right, you'll see that in the Q&A. Okay, so that's what I had to share today. Again, log into Neos, go to the support portal, check out the What's New page. All the goods are here. If you get a chance, check out the knowledge base and the learning hub. Lauren's done a wonderful job writing articles on all the new features that I've shown you today and much more. We've got a bunch of video tutorials. After this meeting is closed, we'll edit it and post that in the Learning Hub as well for any of your staff that weren't able to join us today. And oh, I'm over time. Let me see if I've got a couple of questions here. Matt asks regarding emails, if we can email from Neos to persons in Outlook who are not part of the case. How do we do that? Fabulous question, Matt. So if you're sending an email directly from the case, yes, you're going to get that to drop down. Now, you can add a custom value right here, or you can open in Outlook and then put anybody in the address bar you want. So you've got those options. Kim asks again regarding email, are the email attachments sent in the order they were picked? Are there ways to change the order of the attachments? Fascinating question. I don't know. Let's find out together. So quick add, send email. This one's going to me again. Email. And we'll attach documents, and let's do it backwards, shall we? So let's select our new intake CSV, and then our accident form, and then our new MP3. So we did CSV, PDF, MP3, attach. CSV, PDF, MP3. So the answer to your question, Kim, as we discovered together, is they will go in the order that they were clicked, which is pretty cool. If you don't like the order that they're in, again, you can go to send, open an Outlook. It'll open up Outlook, and then you can drag, drop, and move things around as you wish. All right, let's find one more here. Can you yeah, a lot of questions about the email. You guys, I'm glad you like it. Yelda asked if you can add a BCC or CC when sending an email in Neos. And now I'm going to sound like a broken record. Send email. No, I've just got the two within Neos. But that's why we put that open an Outlook button there. So you can have all of that functionality. You can CC, you can BCC, you can do whatever you like once it makes that jump, but it will automatically fill all of the others for you. And if you want to CC and BC someone here, put them in the two, and then open an Outlook and drag and drop the address down to CC or BCC so you don't have to retype it. All right, we'll call it there. Yeah, that's the best I got. I am 8 minutes over the time that I promised you. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure. I hope that you like some of the new features that we've added. I hope you go and sign up for Neos University and enjoy. If you're not tired of my voice, you will be by the end of that course. I hope everyone, again, had a wonderful 4th of July. Enjoy your summer, and I will see you back here actually next week for Neos Academy. So if you guys haven't signed up for a Neos Academy course, definitely check that out. That will be me and Eric Hill. We're going to be covering checklists, one of my favorite subjects. So I'll leave you with that, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.